No, it's going to suck. Let me take a second to bloviate about your atmosphere. I mean, it's always crazy. It's always nuts. I mean, I've told the story 100 times of when I was here when I was a player, and it's just night game is stupid. It's just going to be insane. It's going to be it'll be an eye opener for a lot of people that haven't seen it.
Looking at them last year to this year, what's the biggest thing that stands out to you?
For who?
About LSU.
Joe Burrow. He's good. I mean, he's playing on another level. I think the offense coming out of the Stone Ages and into like real football is the biggest difference. It's like Bama a couple years ago when they started spinning the ball over the yard with Tua. It's crazy. It's interesting. You watch tape and you're like, oh, God, it's so weird. Like, it's so weird not to see a fullback and not to see them pounding the ball and to see tempo and to see the RPO game. But it's just it's night and day different.
Speaking of Burrow, how serious of a candidate do you think he is, in your opinion, for the Heisman?
Oh, he very much should be in the top 3 or 4 right now, and in everybody's ballot, not just mine. I mean, he's done everything from a standpoint of having to depend on him and go into a tough atmosphere. To me, the hardest thing to do in college football is win on the road. Going to Texas, I was there. It was phenomenal. It was awesome. So another opportunity to make another statement. And then guess what? You go to Tuscaloosa, not too far down the road, and another chance. So he's very much in it.
As years pass with people running the RPO now, have you started to see some defenses starting to figure out, or how do you see that?
Well, I'm a former defensive guy, and to put it bluntly, it's cheating. So there is no way to stop cheaters. So, I mean, again, to describe what an RPO is, you stick the ball in the belly, and if the linebacker plays run, you throw it. If they play pass, you run it. So it sucks for me because I'm wrong either way. And there is no playing that. Now, listen, you can jump routes and you can try to disrupt timing and you can do all those different things, but the bottom line is it's reading an individual guy that you can make a decision off of. So what it does is it takes away my instincts, because when I see run and I want to go pounce, I can't do that. So it just causes defense to hesitate. That's why defense is dead. Like, it's not dead, but y'all see it now, by the way. Y'all's vaunted defense that y'all have had for all these years that y'all thought was the best in college football always. It's a little different when y'all are running tempo and you're playing more plays. You're giving up now more points. Now the Big 12 is going, yeah, see, suckers, see what happens? Like, it's just an age where you have to be great in the trenches and you'll have to be great in the secondary to have a chance to stop.
So what your alma mater is kind of different. I mean, they kind of turned probably last week, but probably the best balance of any team in the league right now after the defensive line.
Georgia's the last SEC team in the SEC. Like, Alabama's a Big 12 team. LSU's a Big 12 team now. Like, Georgia is a traditional SEC team, and now they do new school stuff too as well. But they make no bones about it. They're going to pound the football behind a big, massive offensive line that's a strength of theirs, and the strength of their team is their offensive line, and it's not the wide receivers. And the strength of their team is the offensive line and the quarterback, and so they're built a little bit different than most teams across the country, and even the Big 12 teams in the SEC like LSU and Alabama.
So what has Alabama figured out defensively? Because they have that high offense, but last year they were, and even this year, like scoring offense last year, I think they were top 15. Like, I mean, defense, scoring defense was top 15. Like, how can you have a good defense with that kind of production?
Do you think Alabama had a really good defense last year?
Statistically, it seemed like that.
How'd they do against Clemson?
A lot of people didn't do that well against Clemson.
I mean, I think they gave a ton of points to Georgia. I mean, when they faced offenses, y'all didn't have an offensive pulse last year. So, I mean, it was Joe Burrow run and try to tempo and old school, and it doesn't work against Alabama. I think the new school teams have had more success because of the RPOs, and because when y'all play Alabama in a couple weeks, it's not going to be the same old LSU. It's not going to be 9-6. It's not going to be low scoring. It's more new school, more tempo, and you're going to score at least 20-something points, 30-something points against Alabama because of it. It's a scheme thing. I mean, just like Oklahoma scored a bunch of points, and A&M years ago scored a bunch of points. And I mean, if you're a traditional power, you're not going to traditionally power Alabama. They're better than you at that. But when you can spread them out and make decisions and make guys wrong or right because of your decisions, it evens the playing field.
As a former D lineman, what do you see from a guy like Caleb Von Chasson and what he does well?
I want to see more from him, by the way. Like, I know he gets a lot of attention and a lot of love, and he should, because you see the physical traits. But, like, I mean, I remember being on the sideline of the Texas game going, When is he going to make his presence really felt? Like, when are you going to beat people consistently? I know he's got the goods, but I think like this is a type of game, Alabama type of game. I want to see his massive potential be like Grenard on the other side. That dude's a wrecking crew. Like for Florida, he has been wrecking shop all year long. Now he can't help; he wasn't healthy either, but. Grenard has been that guy that's been hyperactive and blowing up screens and blowing up things week by week basis. And I think the talent's there for him to be the same type of player.
Desmond talked about the DBU conversation and then brought up the Texas game. How much do you think LSU's defensive backs have to prove against this game against Florida?
Well, they already proved they weren't DBU the first week against Texas. I mean, that was DB burnt you on both sides. Like both sides got destroyed. I mean, let's be honest. They were both lit up on both sides. So I think we'll have something on game day tomorrow that people will find pretty interesting because there'll be a little conversation about DBU with very differing opinions. So it'll be fun. I guess that's a tease in our business is what that is. But I mean, I think everybody has different views of who DBU is. But this hasn't been the year for it. But I will say this, Stingley's the best. I mean, we can talk about Fulton, we can talk about Delpit, we can talk about all the guys. Like, when I'm watching tape, that guy is like, holy cow, next level freaky.
What do you think's different about LSU fans compared to other teams?
I don't know. I mean, I don't – there's a lot of fans that are loud and obnoxious. I think they're just – at night, I think they're very hydrated. I think they're very loud. They're very obnoxious. It's just – I mean, I think it's not. I don't think LSU fans have cornered the market on something spectacular that Florida fans don't, or Georgia fans don't, or Alabama fans don't. Like the South is nuts, and they have problems, and their team is their religion, and it's passed down from granddad to dad to son to grandson. Like it's nuts, and you definitely know the culture here is awesome, and the night culture is stupid. It's insane.
Last question for this. I got to get him to another show.
As a former athlete, college athlete,
It better be a good one, bro, because this is the last one.
it's good for me.
Okay, good.
As a former college athlete yourself, what's your take on the California pay-to-play bill?
First time I've been asked about that. Good question. It's inevitable. It's going to happen at some point. There's going to be pay for play. I like that we have a couple years to try to figure this out in a way that's going to actually work. And remember, the schools aren't paying the players. I think that's one thing to keep in mind. This would be maximizing their likeness and taking it to different places and getting compensated for it. I think it'll change the game of football completely. Like it'll change. Listen, there's stuff that goes on now that's in the gray area and in the not so gray area. But I think this will change recruiting. This will change teams. This will change. I mean, you talk about building teams and leadership and everybody's the same and everybody's got to do this. Well, I'm not at the face of a dealership and making $100K. Like, I'm still struggling. So I think this will definitely be something that will change college football, and we'll remember where we were when that happened.